I call the member for Dixon.
Deputy Speaker, I rise today in support of the Early Childhood Education and Care Strengthening Regulation of Early Education Bill. Deputy Speaker, I still remember the days I dropped my boys off to daycare for the very first time. The anxiety, their tears, my tears. But we leave them knowing they are, in most cases, in good, safe hands. We leave them knowing that early childhood education is incredibly important for them and their future. We all felt sick to our stomachs, not just mums and dads, but most Australians, when we recently heard news of many children being abused by one man in Victoria and other cases of mistreatment or abuse in other states. Harrowing, traumatic, a most grievous breach of trust. We know the vast majority of early childhood educators are exceptional educators who put the safety of children first, but one case of abuse, assault or mistreatment is one too many. And that is why we in the Parliament have moved very quickly this week to introduce legislation to require childcare providers to put safety first and penalise those providers who don't put children first. Early childhood education plays a critical role in shaping a child's development and future. A child's experience at daycare or childcare and their early education can set each child up for a lifetime of learning, health and well-being. But they must be safe first. Parents should feel confident their children are well cared for, safe and secure. This bill gives the Commonwealth the power to cut off funding to early education and childcare centres where they're not up to scratch when it comes to safety. This legislation is focused on lifting standards up. We know the majority of early childhood educators are hardworking, dedicated and fiercely protective people, dedicated to their jobs. These new laws are intended to raise standards and are targeted at the people that do the wrong thing. I've met so many dedicated early childhood educators in Dixon. You do important work and we need you. Thank you. Your work not only gives our children the best start in life, it also boosts economic growth by allowing parents to return to the workforce. The reality is the small number of providers who put profit over safety and who repeatedly fail to meet quality standards and provide a safe environment should not be operating. It's our responsibility to do everything we can to ensure the safety of our children. This legislation will give the Commonwealth Government power to cut off funding to childcare centres that don't meet the national quality standards. This includes safety and quality where there's a breach of the law or where centres are acting in a way that puts the safety of children at risk. These powers will be used in close collaboration with states and territories, and there's obviously a lot more work to do in that space. The bill will also give authorised officers more power to be able to do their job. Authorised officers can perform spot checks and visit centres unannounced. I think this is an incredibly important part of this bill. This will assist in detecting non-compliance. We also want to help families make fully informed decisions when choosing an early learning provider for their child. That's why this bill also expands the Commonwealth's power to publish information about providers that are sanctioned, including the details of conditions that are placed on a provider, something I think in the past has been desperately lacking. All parents, when you're looking at a school obviously do research before you send your child to a certain school, and it's going to be incredibly helpful in being able to look up the local early childcare provider and see if it's the place that you want to place your child. We will also have the first national register of childcare workers so that perpetrators don't just move to another centre. Over 1 million parents and carers use the childcare system. They rely on it for care and put their trust in the system to look after and educate their children. There is always more work to do, particularly in conjunction with the states. But this bill is incredibly important, and it is a start.